All right, I just want to welcome everybody here. My name is Dawn Reby from Excellence in Analytics, and I have a superstar here with me today, Melinda, who is going to share her successes and her stories around crime analysis school in this very short video. So, Melinda, I just want to share a little bit about who you are, what part of the world you're from, so everyone knows who they're talking to.
Hey, hi, I'm Melinda. I am an analyst in Porterville, California. So small rural area, about 63,000 people in Central California. And I've been officially an analyst for 2 years.
Awesome. Awesome. I can't believe it's only been 2 years. You seem so put together. So this is wonderful.
Thank you.
So let me ask you, why did you decide to join in our crime analysis program? You actually joined in the 6 month concentrated program. So what made you decide to join in? What was the thing that you wanted to solve?
So I'm the first analyst with my agency, and not only the first, but it was something I was so passionate about. I had been campaigning for years to try and create this position, and was fortunate enough that my bosses believed in me enough and believed in analytics enough. And so we were able to create the position, and I entered in, I believe it was September of 22. And as I'm doing it, I had already been doing analytics without realizing what crime analyst was,
Mhm.
and serving as the assistant to the chief. And so it was a very easy transition, but it was very best way to put it is what we've always done. There wasn't a lot of growth. So as we're working on it, we're looking at adding technologies for patrol. We're looking at making things more efficient. And I had to look inward and like, how can I be better to make my department better?
Mhm.
So networking with other analysts, and I have two fabulous mentors at a local agency in our county, and one of
Awesome.
them had taken your program, and she had given me your book, and I said, okay, this is it. This is what I need to do. And I know that I am going to use this as my next step. And it was so much more than just a next step.
Yeah. You're such a great success story. I can't wait to like dig into it a little bit. And it sounds like, you're an analyst for at the time, maybe a year and a half or so. And you're kind of like tasked with all these things, build a unit, right? And your agency is building a team, an analytical function. And you're just like, well, what exactly am I supposed to be doing? And I love that you started at the root and you said, how can I build myself? I think a lot of analysts look toward other people to figure out the solutions. And so where you looked inward, I think that's quite remarkable and a key piece of your character to be able to say, I need to start with me. I need to start with me. And a huge shout out to those mentors of yours. I love that you were plugged into groups already, and really connecting with other people and other analysts. That's awesome. So you decided to up level. You said, I'm going to do this crime analysis school because it does cost quite a bit of money and quite a bit of time. I mean, it was your 6 month program was a weekly commitment. You had weekly assignments on your own. And so you jumped in and you said, here I am, and I'm jumping in. What was like the beginning like for you as you started to go through this program?
In the beginning, it was definitely a little overwhelming just with the time difference. So I was not a morning person until this class.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
since it was at 6 a.m. my time, so I committed. I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. And I'm going to start going into the office. I'm going to do these classes at 6 in the morning, and then I'll start my shift and make it through the day. So it was a big transition for me, forcing me out of my element. I was a dispatcher before, and I work night shift. So I am a night owl. So it was a big change.
That is a big change. And for the record, our classes are not at 6 a.m. for everybody. She's out in California. And we have different groups that meet at different times. But you're right. You got stuck with the early birds who were, I believe, 9 a.m. Eastern. And so, yes, the commitment of you California folks, there were one, two, three or so of you from
Yeah.
California, I think, in class this time around. Showed up every single time. Yes. What? Okay, so you get into the program. What's the most surprising thing for you that happened in this program for you?
The most surprising thing would probably be the holistic aspect of being the CEO of analytics. And to understand to be the CEO of analytics, it's owning not only what the job function is, owning the products you're putting out, but owning yourself and your mentality and the entire mindset.
Mhm,
And it
mhm.
was honestly, I can say 100% life changing for me.
Oh, oh, yay. Oh my gosh. Congratulations. Yay, yay, yay. So that's a big statement. 100% life changing for you. Why is that? Why was this crime analysis program 100% life changing for you?
So it wasn't just, this is what you could potentially do. It wasn't abstract. It was, okay, these are the programs we're going to use. This is how you can apply it. But not only that, it's walking through how to apply it with your data, how to make it work for what you need and the systems you have. So it was very hands-on. So that was one aspect. But the other part is the holistic. I loved your class on healing your adrenals because I was, as many would say, addicted to stress and
Mhm, mhm,
would thrive on the chaos.
mhm.
And being able to take a step back and say, you know what, this isn't healthy for me. Let's find a way to adapt myself to be the best person in my role. So
Mhm.
it wasn't just looking at the product. It was, how can I be better to make this entire program better?
I love.
And focusing on me and building me as a person, not just me as an analyst.
Yes, 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 because we have amazing technical trainings out there. Some entities that really provide excellent analytical tools that I participate in as a deliverer and as a receiver, right? But there's other sides of us as analysts. There's not just the technical side of us. There's all these other components, is these soft skills and these life skills and these, and joys in life that are equally important. And as you said, make us the best possible analysts. And so I remember in the very beginning, it must have felt so awkward because we were talking about your home life. And you're like, wait, this is crime analysis. What's happening right now? But you really took the bull by the horns and you rock and rolled with the holistic side of all of this, or with the work life harmony side of all of this holistic program. And I'm so glad you did. Yeah.
And I'm so glad that you had it as an option because, everyone always says, oh, work life balance, but what is it?
Mhm, mhm. Exactly. Exactly. Do you feel that your skills, your analytical skills, increased with the crime analysis tools that we used?
Oh, absolutely. There, over the last, I would say 2, 3 months, I'm not just creating products for the sake of creating products anymore.
Mhm.
I'll get a very poignant question like, hey, someone said we're seeing an increase in a particular type of call, but how do we figure it out? Like, oh, I got the answer. Just give me a
Mhm.
second. And I can have something in 10, 15 minutes where normally it would take me hours or days to find this information, but it's all
Oh,
automated now.
music, music to my ears. So, so let's back up this automation piece. So before your systems, because you were really good at computers before, you kind of knew how to pull information, but they weren't automated. So part of this program really stuck it in where the goal was to automate, right? So you had actually created this goal personally. I want to automate my systems. It's not easy. It is not easy to automate your systems, but you really plugged away at this, and hopefully with some of the guidance and the one-on-one support, I know was quite helpful for you in particular with designing your systems. And you just we're rocking and rolling. And now you're like telling me that it saves you hours, days, months, maybe years.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You were one of my favorite technical experiences this round
Huh?
because you had asked during our one-on-one conversations, you had asked very nonchalant questions about your data. And I was like, wait, you're talking about an update query. And so we kicked that information your way. And wait, you're talking about an escalation query. And so you really, really dug into the technical side of the work.
And I think that that was what was so mind blowing to me, is that they were just kind of nonchalant questions like, hey, this would kind of be cool. And I didn't realize that what I was asking was actually queries that were capable of being ran. It was just, the more that I would understand my data, the more I'm able to ask it questions, and having your guidance to say, hold on, you're asking the right questions. Let's find a way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I loved watching you just go from, hey, I'm curious to, I just executed this and saved my PD time and resources and saved myself time. And I loved watching this process go for you. You showed up for our weekly sessions with the group with such enthusiasm and such joy. Was that a shift for you? Was that something what was the environment like for you, the group environment?
The group environment was amazing. And a big part of it was how dynamic it was. You had people who weren't analysts, but were sworn creating this. You had people in the academic field, very seasoned analysts who have presented multiple times. And then you have some who were just starting out. It was so dynamic. And to have those varying viewpoints, we were all able to put little pieces of the puzzle together. And
Mhm.
then you in the background saying, okay, you guys understand, you are basically collectively figuring out these problems.
Mhm. Yes, yes, I love that. Collectively figuring out the problems. Because when we get together with other masterminds, when we get together with other thinkers, right, we really are able to solve problems that maybe we didn't even know we had already, right? And really bring such value back to our agencies and to other agencies as we connect. What would you say to an analyst who's thinking, whoa, I don't know how I feel about one on one, or I don't know how I feel about investing in myself? Maybe their agency is not funding them for their own trainings. What would you tell somebody who was thinking about joining this program?
Do it hands down. Don't question it. Just do it. I, we just finished the training just a couple weeks ago, graduation last week. And when it came up to sign up, I didn't ask my agency. I said, I'm going to do this. I don't want to be told no, so I'm going to put myself through it. And my bosses tell me this week, they're like, why didn't you give us a chance to even say no?
That's wonderful because you said my future is not in your hands. My future is in my hands. So much of this is transferable. So much of this is life shifting. And so it's, yes, absolutely. I remember when I first took my first coaching experience, it was scary. It was scary to invest my resources, my time. I didn't know what to expect. And I took the leap as well. And now I live life exactly that way. I leap every single time, right into the next experience that's going to bring me to the elevated level that I want to be. So I'm so glad that you have that same mentality. Um, so you've completed crime analysis school. The next step for you is the leadership school, which is an extension of crime analysis. We have our WISE program, which also builds in all of the wellness components. And so we shake it up. Sometimes our programs are 6 months. The program that's upcoming is 12 months. And so we have a couple different variations going on. What excites you about the leadership program?
It's it's a continuation. It's the next step. It's what kind of I need in order to develop not only as myself, but 5 years down the road. That again, a great thing about this program. It's not only looking at what you want to be, it's how would you feel about once you actually achieve it. And
Mhm.
when you can understand what your feelings are, now it becomes an achievable goal. How,
Yeah,
you can make it a reality where before it's just an abstract idea.
absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to give you one last question and then we'll wrap up here. What value now do you believe that you offer to your agency that maybe 6 months ago prior to this program was less? Because you're a valuable person. You are always offering value, but what's the added value? I should ask better. What's the added value?
It's twofold. One, I'm happier. I am happier in my job, in what I'm doing. I see the purpose because it's not so daunting anymore. I can breathe.
Yes, yes.
And the other piece is, my command, they see the value. I'm having staff meetings, and it's now, they're being told, hey, how are you using Melinda? What have you done to facilitate, and be data driven? So I'm seeing it at all aspects, and it's something I couldn't have even imagined in December when I was first looking at this program.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I want to just thank you, Melinda. I'm personally been touched by your journey. You have been so positive and really so coachable. You have shifted in so many personal and professional areas of your life that I'm just happy to be along this journey of yours, helping to guide you where you might need a little guidance. And it's been incredible for me to just watch you just blossom, just absolutely blossom. And I want to thank you for sharing your story with others, because I think sometimes there is some reluctance to dive into your own development. And so I hope that this messaging really helps other analysts dive in other police agencies. You can send groups of analysts to programs and really shift the entire agency analytical function. So it's just, I'm thankful for you, Melinda. I'm thankful for all of our graduates and all of our current students. I truly appreciate you being here and sharing your story. Is there anything else that you want to say before we pop off today?
If you're on the fence about joining any of the programs, even if you just take a small little sample of it, do it. You won't regret it. And I know, in conversations I've had, I recently had my eval at work, and that transition, it's seen, and it's the best part is that it's not something that is just talked about. It's actual work product. It's things that make a difference.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you so, so much.